scholarship or who are currently benefiting. Now, today we are going to the webinar session is categorized into three, where we have three speakers for each session. The first speaker is going to discuss on introduction overview of Chinese government scholarship. The second speaker is going to discuss on other scholarship opportunities available in China. The third speaker is going to discuss on the application process, tips for successful application, and student life in China. That will be followed by the Q&A session and then the closing remark. So without much further ado, I would like to invite our first speaker, first presenter, to discuss on the introduction overview and of the Chinese scholarship. Our first speaker is Dr. Muhammad Abdullahi, as I said. Muhammad Abdullahi received his BSc degree in mathematics from Sule Lamido University, Kapinhausa, that's Jigawa State University. He also obtained his Master's of Applied Mathematics from Central South University in China. He's also currently pursuing his PhD in computational mathematics in Central South University. Mohammed Abdullah, you are welcome. You can have the...
All right, sir. Thank you. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. As my friend Dr. Tajuddin Muhammad introduced me, I am Abdullahi Muhammad, and I'm a PhD candidate at School of Mathematics and Statistics, Central South University. The content of our webinar, today's webinar, is the introduction to China, purpose of the webinar, introduction to Chinese government scholarship, and type of scholarship under Chinese government, and funding coverage, and also eligibility criteria for applying Chinese government scholarship, then the application process and the deadline. Also, the last part of the presentation is going to cover selection process. In all, as he introduced in the first place, the webinar is divided into three. I'm the first speaker, and I'm going to take you through the introduction of the Chinese government scholarship. And the second presenter is going to discuss about other scholarship available in China. And of course, the last speaker is going to discuss about the application process, tips, processes, and student life. Then he's going to close by the question. We are going to close by question and answer. When we say China, why China? Because a lot of people heard about China, but some people might undermine China. They might think, why would I go to China while there is America, United States? Why would I go to China while there is Canada? Why would I go to China while there is Australia? Of course, it is good to study in Western country, but China, there are a lot of things, a lot of advantage in studying in China. As of 2023, 22 Chinese universities and 39 Chinese disciplines rank among top 0.01% globally in the essential science indicators. And for the first time, Chinese university or Chinese institution in 2023 surpassed US universities and claimed the top spot in the Nature Index, which ranks globally research institution and universities based on their scientific output and impact in the natural sciences and engineering. And also in 2023, China, as of 2023, China had over 500,000 educational institutions, accounting for a combined total of 291 million students and 18.92 million full-time teachers, according to the Ministry of Education. And one more thing, one more advantage of coming to China is that China is I can say, is one of the safest or is one of the most peaceful country in the world. Because when you are in China, you are safe. Your security is safe. You don't have to worry about anything when you're in China. As I'm talking to you now, it is 3 a.m. But when you go outside, you think that it is 3 p.m. because China is a very peaceful country. You can go anywhere, anytime you want. And Chinese universities, they have diverse programs offered in English and Chinese languages. There is also diverse number of scholarships available in Chinese universities, a lot of scholarships. And also, the Chinese university have availability or access to the modern research techniques and technology. For example, uh, last week, one of my friends, he just told me that in their own lab, his supervisor just bought a machine for them because he discovered that he need a particular machine that he need to carry out some practical because he is in chemistry. So the supervisor just ordered a machine that is worse than 200 million when you convert it to Naira. What I'm trying to say here is that when you are here, you see a machine that you never see in your life. Anything you like, anything, I say anything you like or you want to pertain in your practical aspect, what you just need to do is just to order because you have fun in your lab. You just go and order it. Within a few days, it will arrive to your lab, then you can use. And also, China is open to international students because as of 2024 now, there are more than 500,000 international students recently in China. So, what is Chinese government scholarship? Chinese government scholarship was established in 1996. It's a non-profit corporate institution which is under the Ministry of Education of the People Republic of China. Chinese government, in an effort for the China to internationalize their education sector, they introduced the Chinese government and also to boost their global uh, global academic ranking. It is a fully funded scholarship that is aimed at promoting educational exchange globally, and it is open to all academic levels, bachelor's, master's, and PhD, depending on your country. Depending on your country. I will explain later uh, the reason why I say depending on your country. Uh, these are the type of, we have several type of scholarship on that Chinese government scholarship or CGS. We have type A, type B, type C. I will like to give a detailed explanation about each and every one of the type. When we say type A, we normally call it bilateral program, which are sponsored by the Chinese embassy. And the people that are responsible for the nomination of candidate, as far as our country is concerned, that is Nigeria, it is a Federal Scholarship Board. They are the one responsible to select a candidate. Every year they conduct examination and they select some certain number of candidates. Then they will forward their name to the Chinese embassy, and the Chinese embassy would later forward their name to the to the universities they selected. Um, this bilateral agreement or type A, it can only be selected if Federal Scholarship Board in Nigeria, FSB, nominated you. When they nominate you, then there is a code. There is a code that they will give you to apply in the Chinese Scholarship Council portal. And then we have Type B. Type B is a Chinese university program. This Type B, you can only have Type B if you contact a professor and he agreed to supervise you. Then he will give you an acceptance letter. And the school, every year they used to, to publish the application procedure, and they used to put their code. Each institution, each and every one of the participating Chinese scholarship institution, because there are over 2,500 universities in China, but it's not all of them that are participating in Chinese government scholarship program. But each participating university, they have a unique code that you need to use it to apply for Type B. So after the professor issued acceptance letter for you, of course, you can proceed to submit your application in the Chinese Government Council portal, as well as the school portal. Then we also have another scholarship or another type, which is also under the Chinese government scholarship, that is Type C. And this Type C generally refers to the certain appraisal scholarship programs. Applicant of Type C programs will be informed by the CSC of the agency number and special notice. This Type C is not like Type A and B. They are certain appraisal scholarship program, which you can only obtain the code or the agency number through the CSC. And we have other type of scholarship. We have European program. This is a scholarship which is for European Union countries. And we also have China/UNESCO. We also have China/UNESCO scholarship, or the Great Wall Fellowship Program. And also we have AUN program. This AUN program is for the Association of Southeast Asian Countries. There is only for those countries that are in Southeast Asia that can apply or they are eligible to apply for this scholarship. Then we have PIF program. And this PIF program is for the countries that are in Pacific Island. Only countries in Pacific Island that can apply for are eligible to apply for this scholarship. Then we have the WMO program. This WMO program is a World Meteorological Organization. This one, everyone is eligible to apply for this scholarship, WMO program, because they only offer three courses or three programs: hydrology, meteorological engineering, then water resources management. So, and this WMO, the World Meteorological Organization, they are responsible. They are the agency responsible for this scholarship. So now, if you want to apply for this scholarship, you need to contact the secretariat of this organization, which is in Switzerland, Geneva in Switzerland. So you need to contact them, tell them that you are interested to apply for this particular scholarship. Then you apply and you submit your document to them, and they'll later send it to the Chinese Council in China here. Then there is Marine Scholarship. So this Marine Scholarship, the State Oceanic Administration and the Chinese Ministry of Education jointly initiate the Marine Scholarship for the purpose of providing financial support to outstanding students from the coastal countries origin around the South China Sea, the Pacific and the Indian Oceans, as well as the developing countries in Africa and the America. So this Marine Scholarship, Nigerians, Ghana, Senegal, uh, Egypt, South Africa, Tanzanians, Senegal, all of them, they are eligible because they are developed country. So if you are interested to apply for this scholarship, you can, the only thing you need to do is just to search for the school that offer the scholarship and you are eligible to apply for it since you are from Nigeria. And if you are also from Ghana, you are eligible to apply, or South Africa or Egypt. Then the last scholarship under this category is MOFCON. This MOFCON is set up by the Ministry of Commerce of the People's Republic of China to further strengthen the communication and cooperation between China and other countries, as well as to develop talent for developing countries. And the agency responsible for this scholarship is the Economic and Commercial Council's office in the respective embassy of our countries. For example, now in Nigeria, in Chinese embassy in Nigeria, there is office, Economic and Commercial Council office in that embassy. If you know someone or if you're interested to apply for this scholarship, you can go there, uh, introduce yourself, and make, make inquiry about this scholarship. Then you can code to apply for this scholarship. After you apply online, that is both in the university portal and the Chinese government and Chinese council portal, then you submit your credentials to this office that I just said, Economic and Commercial Council office in the Chinese embassy. Then what does Chinese government scholarship covers? The Chinese government scholarship covers tuition waiver for bachelor
What's the
student.
meaning of this
It covers $3,000 to $6,000 annually. Covers $3,000 to $6,000 annually, while for masters it covers $8,000 annually. It depending on the program you are. If you are in science, engineering, or art, it depends. But for masters, it cover $8,000 annually. But the money is paid to the university, not to you as an individual. Then PhD, it covers $10,000 annually. Then there is monthly stipend or monthly living allowance given to every month. For bachelor, you'll be given $350 every month. And for master's student, you'll be given $420, while for PhD, you'll be given $500 every month. Then there is a pre-accommodation. Of course, accommodation will be given to you. For PhD, we have single room. And for masters and bachelor student, they have shared room. Even though for masters, I learned that some schools, they also give single room to a master's student. Then there is health insurance. It covers health insurance. When we say health insurance, what we mean is that when you are sick, you go to the hospital because you have health insurance. So the money you're going to pay after they treated you is very insignificant. So, and it also cover round trip fare or ticket, depending on the scholarship. For example, the MOFCON I stated earlier on, it covers air ticket, flight ticket. They will give you ticket when you're coming to China, and after that is when you're coming, and after at the end of your studies, they will also give you a ticket. And also for type A, if you are awarded type A, you are also going to be given a ticket. That is, yeah, they are going to cover your traveling expenses, that is to and from. When you're coming and after you finish your program, they will give you a flight ticket. That is these two scholarship, that is MOFCON and Type A, they give a ticket at the end of your studies. And while you're coming, they will also give you ticket. Only two of them, Type A and MOFCON. While the rest, while other scholarships, they don't give any flight ticket. You have to be the one to sponsor yourself. You be the one responsible to pay for your flight ticket and visa. But for MOFCON and Type A, you'll be given by the Chinese government scholarship. Sorry, for Type A, you are going to be given, but not to, it is not Chinese government that will give you. It is Federal Scholarship Board that is through the government of Nigeria will cover your traveling expenses, but to and from. But for MOFCON, it is going to be given to you by the Chinese government scholarship. And mostly they used to, it is your school that will issue when you are coming, the embassy will give you flight ticket. While when you're going back, your school will be the one to give you to book for your ticket while after at the end of your study. So then our next discussion is that who can apply for Chinese government scholarship? Uh, those that are going to apply for Chinese government and those that are going to for that they are maybe they are going to study for bachelor, masters, and PhD. So before I think it's like 3 or 4, I said for some countries in Chinese government scholarship, I did for some countries. The reason why I say for some countries is that, for example, when you take Nigeria as an example, they don't Chinese government don't offer bachelor scholarship to Nigerians. They don't offer bachelor scholarship to Nigeria. They only offer scholarship, masters and PhD to Nigerians. For Chinese government, but they don't. They only offer masters and PhD. But there are other scholarships that Nigerians can apply. If you want to pursue your bachelor, you can apply other scholarship, but for Chinese government, you cannot. And the age requirement for bachelor, you must be under 25, while for masters, you must be 35 years. And for PhD, you must be under 40. Above
Uh,
this, above, if you want to apply for bachelor, if you're above 25, you're not eligible. And if you want to apply for masters, if you're above 35, you're not eligible. Also 40, if you want to apply for PhD, if you're above 40, you cannot. Then language proficiency. The language proficiency of the most of the Chinese disciplines are Chinese university.
da suka bi Aminu Ado
It's
to
either
shine sai
English
ya
or
ce a
English.
basu da suka
So
ba
it depends on what you want to do. If you want to study, it depends on the available major because some university you see they have Chinese taught and they also have English taught. So if you want to study in Chinese, it's up to you. And if you want to study in English, it's up to you. But each and every one of them, they have some certain requirement. For example, if you want to study in Chinese, there is some certain, we call it Chinese proficiency you need to have before you can proceed for your program. Some people, they used to, to say when you come to study in China, you must study Chinese program. No, no, it's not true in general. You can only study Chinese program if the medium of instruction of your program is in Chinese. Otherwise, you don't need to study Chinese. But studying Chinese, it has a lot of advantages, most especially if you're in China. When you are fluent in Chinese, you have a lot of opportunities. You can be hired by the local companies around. Even you can be hired and be sent to Africa, America, or any other countries. You know, so being proficient in Chinese is very important, but it depends on your school and it depends on your choice. And the next thing they consider is if you have a strong academic background, it's very important, even though sometimes it doesn't matter, but it is very important to stand a chance of winning the Chinese government scholarship. Then this is the application process. If you want to apply for maybe type B or let's say type C, the first thing you need to do, like I said earlier on, you need to apply through the Federal Scholarship Board. After you apply through the Federal Scholarship Board, then Federal Scholarship Board, they will nominate you and they will give you a code to apply in the Chinese Scholarship Council. After that, then you submit your document. You apply in the Chinese Scholarship Council, submit your document to the Federal Scholarship Board, and after that, Federal Scholarship will take your document to the Chinese Embassy. And the Chinese Embassy, while applying in the Chinese Scholarship Council, that is CSC portal, you need to request the university, right? You need to request admission or free admission letter from the university. And after you request for pre-admission letter from the university, you need to upload it in the Chinese CSC portal. So when you upload it in the PSCSC portal, you print out the form you fill in CSC portal, and plus other certificates, all your credentials, plus the pre-admission letter. You submit to the scholarship board. Then scholarship board will forward your document to the Chinese embassy. Then Chinese embassy, right? Chinese embassy will, if you have pre-admission letter, they will confirm from the university that are they the one who issued the pre-admission letter to you? If yes, then they will submit your application for confirmation, right? And if you don't have a pre-admission letter, then they will ask the university to confirm your to confirm you and give you admission in that particular university. Then after that, after they finish that, then they will forward the admission letters to the to the Chinese embassy in your country. For Nigeria, they will forward the admission letter to the Chinese embassy. Then Chinese embassy will forward the admission letter to the scholarship board. This is for type A. But for type B, you don't need to contact anyone. It is only between you and the university. You just apply in the university portal and the CSC portal. After that, then the school will review your admission. I will review your document. Then they will nominate you for Chinese government scholarship. When they nominate you for Chinese government scholarship, then Chinese government around June, they used to send the list of the successful candidate to the university. Then university will publish the name of the successful applicant. But in most cases, even if you are not lucky to end up having to be selected for Chinese government scholarship, the university will offer you automatic scholarship. They will offer you automatic scholarship, which is equivalent or less than that of Chinese government scholarship. But most of the times, there are a lot of scholarship that maybe they are equivalent, or even if they are not, the difference is not much. So this is how it happens. This is the process for the type A and for type B. So how to apply for Chinese government scholarship? You need to register, like I said earlier on, you need to register on CSC portal. Right? You need to register on CSC portal, fill all your information, select universities, select your course. Before in 2021, 2020 downward, you can select more than one university, but now they have limited it to just one university. You can only select one university in the CSC portal. Only one university in the CSC portal. So therefore, that university you select, the Chinese government, they can only consider you for that one university. But before, in the previous years, you can in the previous year you can apply to 2 or 3 university. And if you are not accepted for this university, then you can be accepted for this one. If you are not accepted with, but now you can only select one university. Then you submit your application to Chinese university or embassy, depending on the type you apply. If you are applying to type A, you submit your document to scholarship board. If you are applying to type B, you submit your document to the university. Then what are the documents required? We have academic transcript. Not we call it most of the times we call you need to, in most cases, even though it is not required, but I see that nowadays, even if you didn't submit a notarized document, you need to do that when you're applying for visa. Nowadays, they are very serious about it. But before, during our time, I think if I could remember in 2020, when I did my master's, I didn't do anything. I just submit my document. I just scan my document and submit it online. There is nothing like notarization. But now you need to go to the Ministry of Education and authenticate your document and take it to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and do legalization for your bachelor, for your transcript, for your WAEC or NECO, both of them original. So now it is better before you even start, if you have the chance to do it, because even if you didn't do it, at the end of the day, before you apply, before you submit for your visa, you must do it. And the next document is recommendation letter. You need to have 2 recommendation letter. You just need to offload them. It's not you just need to upload the recommendations later. So you need to have two recommenders who are willing to provide you with recommendation letter. You just upload the PDF. Then you need to have study plan or research proposal. So there is research plan or research proposal. It depends. If you're a master's, you submit study plan, and you don't need research proposal. But if you're a PhD, you need to submit study plan and research proposal. Then pre-admission letter. You can ask the university to provide you with pre-admission letter. They will ask you to forward all your document, or you apply in the system in the university portal. After you submit your document, then they will provide you with the admission letter. In most cases, for if you're applying for type B, uh, you submit your document to the university. After they review a document, then they will provide you with admission letter and ask you to submit in the CSC portal, right? And if you're applying for type A, now, particularly this year, I saw that a lot of universities, they are willing to give you a pre-admission letter, because a lot of universities, they want type A student. Because if you're a type A, once you are nominated by the Federal Scholarship Board, it's automatic. Your admission is automatic. It's automatic. Your admission, you're going to have admission automatically. So any university you request to give you a pre-admission letter under type A, they will give you without any waste of time. The language certificate, you need to submit HSK result if your program is in Chinese taught. Even though in some cases they can allow you even if you don't have HSK, but when you come here, you need to do 1 year language program. And during this 1 year language, you are going to pass HSK4. There is this HSK, there is level HSK 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if your program of thought your thought program is Chinese, then you need to pass HSK4. And for TOEFL and IELTS is not needed for Nigerians. It's not needed. What you only need to provide is just the medium of instruction, the one we use to the one that we used to uh, collect in the office of the registrar, right? In Nigeria, most of the Nigerian university, when you go to the office of registrar, they will issue a medium of instruction. But for TOEFL and IELTS, you don't need that. And we also have passport copy. You must have passport before you can submit for Chinese government scholarship, because your passport number is required and the scanned copy of your passport is required. Then we also have a police clearance certificate, PCC. You can obtain this one from the the nearest police station in your area. But I learned that nowadays, uh, even at the application process in some universities, you need to do the original one. But in some cases, you can just submit the local one. You go to the nearest police station in your area, just give them 2,000 or 3,000. They will issue a certificate stating that you are from that area and you have no criminal record, with your passport number and your name. But you have to do the original one while you're going to apply for visa, which I think it will cost you around 50,000 as of then. I don't know now, but I think now you need to, as of then, I paid 50,000. That is 30,000 for the remitter and 20,000 for the biometric. And then the last document required is foreign physical examination form, which mostly is a test of like HIV, blood test, TB, and your your chest, your height, everything, everything about everything they will check and record. So for this foreign physical examination form, uh, you need to, like, when the physician is going to fill the form, you need to stamp your photo, because in the form there is a place where you can put a photo, like a photograph by the left hand side of the form. So it is very important to tell the physician to put a stamp on that form together with your photo, right? And at the end of the form, like I think in the second page of the form, there is way to sign. He need to sign. There, that place too, he need to put a stamp there. So when to apply
Dr.
for
Dr.
Chinese
Marsh,
government scholarship? Yes.
I hate to interrupt you. I hope you are
Okay.
looking at your time. I hope you are nearing the conclusion of your
Yes,
presentation.
I'm almost.
Okay, all
Then when
right.
to apply for Chinese government scholarship? Most of the university, it depends on the university, but mostly uh, most of the university they open the application from December to February, some to March. For those that open their application in November, they mostly close. They normally close their portal in February. While for those that open their portal in December, they close in March. So it depends on the universities you apply for because the application period varies from one university to other to another. But it is very important to submit your application as early as possible. Then, what do reviewers look for? Academic achievement is very important in your application. Strong research proposal for graduate studies. Relevance to fostering international relationship with China. Of course, most of our countries, particularly Africa, they are very close and friendly to China, so you don't have problem with that. Overall merit and extracurricular contributions. It is also very important for any scholarship you apply for. Then one major important thing for those that are applying to masters and PhD, it is very important to have a research background, at least research experience. The Chinese professors are very serious about research. So therefore, it is very important for you to have some research background. If possible, at least to have one or two publication is very important. So even if you don't have that, please start working towards that. Even if it is your former supervisor in your bachelor degree or in your master's, please get in touch with them. If they have any ongoing work, you can contribute in one way or the other so that they can include your name. It is very important for the Chinese scholarship. So I think I have come to the end of my talk. Thank you so much for your listening.
Uh, Thank you very much, Dr. Muhammad Abdullahi Mash. This is a very comprehensive presentation, to be honest with you. As I said earlier, I didn't want to interrupt you. I was just with my pen and paper recording various important stages that will ease the application process. And I think that should be expected of each of the participants to at least jot some points. And at the end of the webinar, if you have any question, you can just then throw it in the chat, and then one of the speakers is going to respond. So in a recap, Muhammad Abdullahi took us through the overview of the Chinese scholarship when it was initiated, the various scholarship under the Chinese government fellowship generally, the application requirements, the deadline, so many things, the package, the nature of the package, and everything. Thank you very much, Mohammed Abdullahi. And
A pleasure,
next,
sir.
next speaker. Please, do I have engineer Bashir with me? Engineer Bashir, are you with us? Engineer Bashir Garba Aminu, are you with us, please? Engineer Bashir Garba Aminu, are you with us? Well, that's our second speaker,
Probably
Engineer
he's not
Bashir
here,
Garba
right?
Aminu. Yeah, I guess so, because he's not responding.
I think the Tamash may reach him out and find out what is really going on. Then we can move to the next stage.
Yeah, in the meantime, we can move to the next speaker.
Oh,
If
okay.
the next speaker is ready, he can please share his slides.
Mohammed Abdullahi, Abubakar, Adamu Abubakar, please. Are you with us?
Uh, I'm with you.
Do I
Okay.
need to make him a
Dr.
co-host?
Ahmed Sani, can you please make him a co-host, maybe?
What
And
is his name?
let me
Adamu AA.
Okay, Adamu.
AA.
Okay, I just made him a co-host. Please go ahead and share your screen.
Well, Adamu, Dr. Adamu Abubakar Imbiu is going to take us through well, in the absence of the second speaker, honestly, we just shuffled the presentation. Adamu is supposed to be our third speaker, but I think instead of holding you guys, we just proceed. He's going to present or discuss about the application process, tips on how to make a very strong and successful application. And eventually, when you win the scholarship, you also give us some tips, some insights into the student life in China. Adamu Abubakar obtained his bachelor's degree from Bayero University, Kano, from Department of Agri-Science, right? Yes. He
Biological
obtained
science.
an MBA in Information Science at Manipal Academy of Higher Education in India. He's currently an MSc student, studying climate ecology at Southwest University, China. He's going to take us through the application process, as I mentioned earlier. Adamu Abubakar, you have the floor.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Tajuddin, for giving me this opportunity to make a presentation regarding tips for successful application in Chinese government scholarship and other form of scholarship. As you can see, and just how Mr. Tajuddin introduced me, I have information MBA in information system from India. Currently, I'm studying climate ecology at Southwest University. So the first speaker has already mentioned almost everything that you need to take care of regarding the CSC application. My own part is just to make an emphasis on how to prepare your document and how to make your life easier here in China. So it shouldn't take us more than, I think, 10 minutes. Ensure all that your documents are in order. That is very, very important regarding application, because even if you have been secured maybe supervisor acceptance when you're applying for master's or PhD, so your documents are one of the determining factors for your successful award for the CSC scholarship. Therefore, when you look at when you take a look at close look at my slide, you will see that the document
Please,
are
we
not
cannot
right.
see your slide. You need to share your screen.
I'm not. Oh,
You
So
have to
I
share
was
your
I
screen.
was I was thinking he does not have slides to share. That was why he's not sharing his slides.
But
sorry,
he
sorry.
just said that if you can see my screen, we
No,
cannot
we,
see your
we
screen.
cannot see your screen. If you can, yeah, we can see it
Can
now.
you see it now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So please, when you want to submit this your
Sorry
application,
again, please. Can you make it maybe a full screen kind of, yes.
Yeah,
let's
make
see.
it a slideshow.
Yeah,
Is yeah.
play the slide just so that it will be full screen. Everybody can see that.
Okay, please, I'm sorry. I'm coming. Give me a moment, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm sorry, the recordings, like, can we get it?
Yes, you can get it.
Yes, we should be able to upload the recording of this meeting in in a cloud, and you should be able to download it afterwards.
And I think maybe the slides will be available in the group. Therefore, after the meeting, people may have access to the slides. Please, I don't know
Yeah.
if Tamash is still around. Maybe he can give all, like he can ping Engineer Bashir.
And please,
Hello,
there
sir.
are questions on the chat box.
Pardon,
Please, you
sir.
can
Engineer,
before you can.
I didn't hear you clearly, Engineer. Please, can you repeat what you said?
I said, please, can you reach out to Engineer Bashir, our second
Yes,
speaker, maybe?
I just gave him a call. I just gave him a call, but he didn't respond to my call. I don't know. Maybe he has
Okay,
slept
maybe
off.
there are some
Yeah.
emergency issues with him or some delays
Yes.
which we can't verify. Anyway,
Yes.
let's
Maybe.
continue with the meeting.
Anyway,
Okay.
maybe after. Okay.
Okay.
I think
So
it's okay, Adamu. You can just proceed. We can see it.
okay, okay.
Maybe starting with the first slide since
So
what
as you can see, the key document here is that after getting or preparing all your documents, you need to first of all notarize documents. Those that are related, you need to go to the court or maybe any notary body like you can meet a lawyer, a barrister, ask him to notarize your document. You can take it to the court. I think Audubako, for those who reside in Kano, Audubako High Court is they are very aware of how to notarize the copy. So in this case, you don't have to ask them to notarize or to make a stamp on your original certificate. Make a copy of your original certificate, be it a degree certificate or NECO or master's degree certificate. Make a photocopy of that. Go along with the original. Ask them to notarize the photocopy. The essence of you going along with the original copy is to make sure that you have not forged the certificate and it really belongs to you. So when you look at my screen, that the first photo is a copy of my degree certificate where I went to Audubako Federal High Court and I paid I think if I can recall something not less than 1,000, and this make a stamp on that certificate. And then the second photo is a transcript. Take a close look at the transcript. It's not just a departmental transcript where you collect it for your record keeping. This is a official copy, a copy of your official transcript. So you need to take this one as well. They make a stamp of the first page, second page, and the detail of your grading scales. It also need to be stamped and notarized. And then the third photo, when you look at it, is just a letter of proficiency, which Dr. Marsh has already discussed about it. You didn't need to write for, you didn't need to present TOEFL or any other official English examination since you are from an English-speaking countries. So you just go to your registry office, whatever university you graduated from. You can even ask, oh, maybe I can share this with you. Go along with a sample to show your registry office that this is what you need. This is what you need for your this is what you need to show that you have received your education with English as an official language. And then the fourth photo here is a sample. Please, who is talking? And the fourth photo is a is a sample of police character recommendation or police character certificate. When you are applying for a scholarship, it's not advisable for you to be applying for the one that lasted for 6 months. You know, that one is only after getting a scholarship when you are leaving the country, that is when you can apply for that one. But when you are in search of a scholarship to save a cost, you need to get a sample of this police character certificate. You just need to go to any police a police divisional office of your area, ask them to give you to home, which will show that you are not a criminal based on the information from their database. They will write it on their letter heading, they will stamp, and you can be using it to submit your application. But after you get or you have been awarded a scholarship, and before you start processing for visa, you need to get that original copy. So this is just to save you a lot of cost and any other hurdles. And then when you look at the medical physical form that Dr. Marshall has already discussed, you can see where the photo is being placed and stamped. So all this information need to be filled up by a professional medical doctor. Don't just go and start looking because you are in hurry or you want to do magu magu. You start looking for people that will just fill it anyhow. These people are very serious when it comes to medical fitness. So when you arrive at China, you will also undergo another medical examination. So any information that does not tally with what is there on the information before you arriving at China, it means you have falsified an information which may lead to the cancellation of your scholarship. So please pay attention to that. When you are trying to make submit an application, don't make any forgery attempt. Don't give any correction or bribery because you want to have your way. Submit the truest information regarding your health and your academic background. So after filling up this form, you can see that the sixth photo is a kind of laboratory test of your X-ray HIV test. So filling up this form, which you download from the website, is not enough. You also need to go to the lab for the test of HIV test, blood group test, and the other form of test. So you are to attach this laboratory test together with this Chinese medical examination form and be submitting your application. So take note of that as well. And then you also note that international passport is very important. You cannot use NIM or any other means of identification to submit your application. Don't do that. Some other scholarship may ask you to submit your application without even uploading international passport, but that is different for Chinese government scholarship. You need to get your passport ready. And when your passport is about to expire, you make sure you renew it. Maybe you are coming to China, let's say September 2025. If you know that your passport is going to expire by October 2025, you better get ready and renew your passport. That way, to be on the safer side, because sometimes passport may even lead to your application rejection. So these are the major key documents that you need to be very careful when submitting Chinese government scholarship. And at the same time, take note of the size. If they ask you to submit something not above, not below or above, try to see that you maximize the size and make sure that the documents are very clear. So don't use your smartphones to take a photo of the document. Kindly go to any cafe close by, ask them to scan the document and resize to the maximum or to the size required. And then also take note of the format. Were you asked to submit this form in PDF format, in JPG format, or in any other form of format? Because if you try to submit in a format which you are not allowed, you cannot move to your application. You will have to waste a lot of time in that section of the application. So take note of that. And the also background. Some universities or maybe Chinese government will ask you to submit a passport with a red background. So don't go and submit with a white background because you want to save cost. Make sure all this minor information you take note of it, because you are competing with at a global stage. It's not about you competing in a Kano State government scholarship or Northern government scholarship or Nigerian. You are competing with a lot of applicants around the world. So any slight mistake will lead to the rejection of your applications. And then the next slide is just about a little bit emphasis on statement of purpose. Statement of purpose for Chinese government scholarship is a little different from that of USA and other European countries. So in your statement of purpose, when submitting a Chinese government scholarship application, your statement of purpose should capture at least your educational background, your research experience. These are the most important part of your statement of purpose. Educational background and research experience, as well as teaching experience. In this case, if you don't have research experience, you can replace it with your teaching experience. That is why it's very important. Don't feel big or to say that why will I go to any private school and start teaching? We all did that, and it really helped us in our search for scholarship, because teaching experience, it means you have the exposure to communicate, you have the interest of pursuing academic goals. So if you lack research experience, you can go ahead and get any teaching experience. Even as a voluntary teacher, go to any schools nearby, ask them, introduce yourself and tell them that you are going to be teaching this and that, so that in your statement of purpose, you can include it as a part of experience. But when it comes to leadership role and any other extracurricular activities, I wouldn't advise you to make emphasis on that aspect. So instead of making emphasis that you have participated in community service or you have participated in NGO doing this and that, you should instead use that part to introduce your interest on why you want to come to China. China is a home to rich culture, a lot of culture, types of food, environment. So try to see that your statement of purpose captured that you are not only here in China to study. They hate that. They hate it. I'm telling you. If your aim is just to come to China and study without you having interest in their culture, they will not like you actually, because they will prefer someone with good academic background, but at the same time who have interest in his culture, in their culture, I mean. So instead of you saying that I was a monitoring and evaluation officer, I was an analyst with one NGO, I was an advocate of so, and no, you should focus on Chinese culture. The reason why I like to come to China is because China is a home to many culture, and I need to explore the culture, especially uh, Spring Bird Festival, Dragon Bird Festival. You can mention some of their culture, and you can even say that you have come to know about China since as a child when you were watching movies regarding Chinese culture. All these things will make them know that, oh, this guy is not just coming here to study and go back to his country to develop his country. He is also coming here to see our culture. And so when he go back home, he can also tell a story about how how life is in China and other form. And you can also make emphasis on their technological advancement. You can even cite a reference that even as far back as 100 years ago, China is known as a country that have expertise and technology in ship construction and other and farming and other aspects of technological advancement. So in that case, you are making them to know, you are making them, or you are convincing them to know that, yeah, you really make a research about their country. It's not just for you to come and study and go back to your country or to move to any other place. So try to make this in your statement of purpose. And also try to show your research background. If you have research background, and if you don't have research background, it's okay to put your teaching experience. And then when you arrive at China, when you arrive in China, you will have to experience different cultural shock and other, but it's okay. It's okay. The thing is, majority of you here as participants, I know you are from the northern Nigeria, be it you are Christian or Muslim or non-religion, whatever, you will see actually a different shock of culture. So please don't be too harsh. Don't be too harsh on their culture, because no one would like to come to their country and still look at their culture as a derogatory. It's not fair. So even when you don't like their culture, try to be more like a politician. Don't express it. So key experiences in culture, you will see that you will have to absorb their culture. Don't say that you are from because you are from Nigeria or because you are from the northern Nigeria, you will not be eating their types of food. You will always in search of shinkapa the wake, or you will be preparing your food. Don't do that. Try to go to their local restaurant. In as much as a food is not illegal to your consumption, you can test it. So you can test it, and you can even make emphasis that you like their food. And then regarding housing option in China as a student is of two types. There is on campus and there is off campus. So on campus and off campus has regulations which you must abide by it. Some universities, once it is 11 o'clock or 11:30, the international college or the dormitory within the campus will be closed for students. So please don't get caught in that, because there is always record of how many times you have been outside and late of coming back to the dormitory. At the end of the year, all this your behavior and attitude is being recorded. Before you know it, if you are found wanting, if you are on Chinese government scholarship, you will be demoted to other partial scholarship. And if you are well-behaving guy, I'm telling you, from even if you are not being awarded Chinese government scholarship, there is what we call a kind of a dean reward. A dean will put you on a list whereby you will be given some extra financial assistance on top of what you have been given by the whichever scholarship you are on. So try to be a law-abiding student in wherever you find yourself. Don't say, oh, don't look at people misbehaving and think like if others are misbehaving, I as well I can misbehave. Maybe other people will be misbehaving and escape, but maybe you will try first time and then get caught. So please try to be a law-abiding citizens, student wherever you find yourself. If you are in campus and the international college tell you that we normally close our dormitory by 12 o'clock, make sure you are in your room before that time. If you are in up campus, China is a very silent and law-abiding country. You shouldn't be raising the volume of your of what you are listening, where especially if you are living outside the school premises, because these people will not even give you a warning that you are disturbing them. Before you know it, they will just report you to the police station. And the thing about their police is, once they arrest you, it's not about warning you to stop doing this or stop. They will just deport you back to your country. So please take note of how you behave in whatever environment you find yourself, either inside the school or outside the campus. You make sure you live by the rules of that particular environment. And then the daily life as an international student, you just know that you are here as a student, not as a businessman. all that side hustle that you see people are doing is illegal. It's illegal. It's not recognized by the Chinese rules. If you are here for business, you need to apply for a business visa. So as an international student, try as much as possible not to get caught doing conducting business. They monitor your financial transactions. They know that the money you will be getting in a month. So if you will be giving 3,500 in a month, why is 10,000 RMB in your account? What is the essence of that? Where is the source of that 10,000 RMB? Once they realize that you are doing business, which is illegal based on your visa status, they may seize that money from you and punish you. They may seize that money from you and send you back to your country. So please, that side hustle, if you want to do it, you need to do it with extra care. You need to do it with extra care. I will not ask you not to do it. Personally, I'm not doing it because I have seen the consequences of others who have been arrested and they have lost their degree, they have lost the money, and they are deported back to Nigeria. And then there is student support. I mean, regarding this life as an international student, some universities, like my universities now, as a science student or as an international student, a science-based international student, we all have a software which we are given by our schools. That software is also being shared by our supervisors. So now, as I in China now, if I travel to Shanghai from the province where I am, my supervisor will know that I travel to Shanghai. If I travel wherever in China I am, my supervisor will know. So don't try to be missing lab. Or if you are asked to go to the field for data collection, don't just go to your room and sleep and then pack the data. Don't do that. Your supervisor will be tracking you, and when you claim you have collected the data, he will tell you that on so day, on so that you have not go to the field. And how are you presenting this data? Where do you get this data? All this information, you need to be truthful. It's not just like our country whereby corruption is goes scot-free. No, here there is due process and there is record of everything. And then the student support, there are university programs that will give you support on how to live in China. There is orientation session, there is cultural exchange activities. All these things, try to see that you are participating in all these things. Don't say that you are a bookwormer, you will not participate in this. I'm telling you, no matter how bookworm you are, when you come to China, it will teach you a lesson. It will suppress you down. You need extra curriculum activities that will take away your mind from the academic pressure. So try as much as possible to see that you are engage yourself in all these activities so as to have a successful academic journey, and as well as networking. Networking is very, very important. You can now see how a first class graduate is fighting or is struggling to get a job. Someone with 2-1 or 2-2 may end up having a job because connection plays, and it's not a lie. So try to see that you meet the requirement of your academic pursuit, and as well you have a networking kind of experience whereby in each country around the world you can say, oh, I have met some people from that country and we are in good contact. So that is the essence of cultural exchange. And then student association for international students. In this aspect, I will make a very, very strong emphasis. Student association doesn't mean politics. Student association in China doesn't mean politics. They are very, very serious about anything related to political affiliation. When we said student association here for international students, it means an organization that is being recognized by the university, recognized by the police in that province, and recognized by the office of the vice chancellor. So don't just say, okay, since we are from Kano, let's form an association. No, You cannot do that. You need to submit a request. Okay, that since we are people from this part of the country, or we are people from Nigeria or Africa, and we would like to create an association for helping our dear brothers. So you will have to write down the vision and mission of that your born to be association and submit it to international college. The international college will now deliberate on the essence of that association you want to create. If they realize it will not make a trade to their law, they will allow you. So don't do it in a very hideous manner. It's not advisable. Try to see that you don't engage in any political activities in China. Don't come to China and start talking how their government is leading or ruling their people, or why is China is trying to emphasize is trying to take control of Taiwan. You have no business discussing politics in China. It is not politics that brought you to China. Try to know that. Because you are in Aluta back home doesn't mean when you come here you will do Aluta. We have, of course, a president of international college, which is under their rules and regulation. They choose, they ask students to cast their vote. Even if you have, as a student, you have a preferred candidate, and they realize that that student or that preferred candidate of yours uh, is somehow not easy to deal with, they will say they don't want him as a president. They need someone whom they can communicate, who can promote their idea to other international students. So don't try to be a comrade here. There is no comradeship here. It's not your country. You are here to study, to make your life better, and to make a diplomatic relationship with your country. So anything you do here as a student, I'm telling you, it depends your whole country. It's not just you. Because let me give you an example. When I arrived here in China, 2022, I was the only black student in my faculty. So I was taken around by my supervisor to other staff. One professor does not welcome me the way I want it. He vividly, even by facial expression, he doesn't welcome me at all. So I was complaining to my supervisor. My supervisor was telling me that this professor was the first to accept an African student. That African student, the supervisor spent too much money on his research. At the end, he got a kind of temporary job teaching English to Chinese students, and he abandoned his program. Ever since, and the professor is one of the most senior professors in that faculty. He made a law that from now on, all students from Africa will not be accepted in that faculty. It took like 5 years before I was being accepted. I have been accepted as an international student from Africa. So you can see one student from Africa is trying to make a black pet of all these African students in that faculty. So try to be a good ambassador to wherever you find yourself. If you are from Kano, if you are from Nigeria, wherever you come, try to see that you get a very good expression, because you giving good expression to these professors, they may even ask you to recommend another student. The way you are behaving is not just about academic here in China. You also need to be a well-behaved student. So please try to see that just because you are a good student, you have a high IQ, you can misbehave, is not applicable here. You need to be as good academically and morally. So it will open a lot of opportunities for you. With this, I would like to close my presentation, and we can go for Q&A.
Uh, Thank you very much, Adamu Abubakar. That's a very good presentation. We also hope to receive your slides in the WhatsApp group.
Okay.
So in the absence of the second presenter, I think since his topic where he was supposed to cover is part of Mohammed Abdullahi's presentation, I noticed from one of his slides I will invite Mohammed Abdullahi maybe to elaborate on that aspect, and then we proceed to the Q&A. While Mohammed Abdullah is presenting, audience can start dropping their questions. I have been jotting some of them, which will be taking maybe 4 questions at a time. Then one of the presenters will come up to attend to the questions. Before I invite Mohammed Abdullahi, I would like to say something very brief and important. The audience, like our people, we need to understand the game of this scholarship. You need to pay attention to this CSC scholarship. As Mohammed Abdullahi mentioned, don't say, okay, why should I go to China? China is this, China is that. You want to go to the West. Now, what you need to understand is that the Chinese themselves, the best one among them, are applying to the US. Indians are applying to the US. Africans, Europeans, the US themselves are applying there. They don't want to go outside. Now you should understand that the competition is going to be very tight. So graduate admission committees in US universities are very strict on their admission criteria. There is no way they will give an offer to, while they have the best, to someone who is not as good as, you understand. So they make sure they pick the best from their applicants. They make sure they pick the best from their applicant. Now, the reason why I said we should pay attention to this Chinese government scholarship is that if you have, let's say, first class or even second class upper, you can decide to go to the Chinese, or let me see, China, Turkey, Malaysia, India. You understand? Go for your master's there. Make sure you do the most trending and relevant research approach in your field. Make yourself visible in the academic, in the school, in the academic communities like ResearchGate, Google Scholar, LinkedIn. Make yourself visible there. You understand? If you have an outstanding research, when you're applying for PhD, now it doesn't matter the class of degree you graduated with from your bachelor's degree. What matters, what will matter then will be the research. How relevant is your research, your master's research, to the lab you are applying for the PhD scholarship? That's what will matter. So if you have a very good research, you see you have been to the East, prepare yourself against the competition in the West when you're applying for your PhD. That's just a very good hint I would like to give to most of us. Just don't mind if, let's say for masters, you were not able to penetrate to the US. The competition honestly is very tight, very, very tight. And then secondly, about the culture, you see, most of this country-based scholarship, like Brusalari Scholarship of Turkey, Chinese government scholarship, what you are paying them back by giving you a fully funded scholarship is to learn their language and their culture, which is what Adamu emphasized on. Don't just say, okay, you're there just to acquire your degree and just go back. What they understand is that in this, the international global game, how African countries are the pounds of the new world order, you understand? They need to disperse their ideologies there, how they live, their rules, and and what have you, their lifestyle and all. So should you hear about anything related to China later, part of the maybe in the international community, some strategies, this and that, at least they have people over some of these countries that truly understand most of their decisions and strategies. So I think that's all. Mohammed Abdullahi, can you please come forward to cover for Engineer Bashir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, Doctor. Thank you once
All right,
again
you
for
have the
giving me
floor.
the opportunity to
Please, Dr. Marsh, before you continue, please, we have limited time. Maybe you can summarize your second session within
no
20
problem.
minutes. Is it
No
possible?
problems. Yeah, it's very possible, sir.
Because we don't want the audience to be like too bored about the presentations and
Yeah,
like we are almost about to reaching 1.5 hours.
yeah,
Like
I
And there are
we are
question and
having
answers too, so
Q&A
please.
session also.
Yeah, I
So thank
understand,
you.
sir.
Yes,
Well,
less than 20 minutes, so it's okay.
well, I think I would just discuss about other barriers for more scholarship. As you can see, it is not only Chinese government scholarship we have here in China. We have other various forms of scholarship which are equivalent to Chinese government scholarship or even better than Chinese government scholarship. A lot of scholarships around. There are some scholarships that their stipend and the package is far better than Chinese government scholarship. So my advice is that whenever you are searching for a particular school, the first thing you need to do is that go to the School of International uh, Education of that particular school, check on their scholarship. There are various scholarships. Some scholarship, like I told you, there are more than 2,500 institutions, tertiary institution, a university per se in China. And the only participating universities, they are not more than, there are about 275 universities, participating university in Chinese government scholarship. So, and any other scholarship, any other university that doesn't have Chinese, is not participating in Chinese government scholarship, they have other various form of scholarship, such as provincial scholarship, presidential scholarship. This provincial scholarship is for the, like, is for state government, like state government scholarship, right? It is not a Chinese government scholarship, it is provincial. When we say provincial, just like state government scholarship. So some of them, they are equivalent to Chinese government scholarship, depending on the school or depending on the state. And some of them, they are not up to the Chinese government scholarship, right? Then we have presidential scholarship. Some presidential scholarship, the package is equivalent to CSC, and some of them, they are not up to CSC, and some of them, they are not even up to CSC, and some of them, they are equivalent to CSC. That is the package, depending on the state you are applying to. Then we also have university scholarship. For the university scholarship, most of the university scholarship is not, the package is not up to Chinese government scholarship. Mostly, most of them, they are not up to Chinese government scholarship. So uh, while applying, you need to consider other opportunities. Since you have only one chance of selecting one, for example, now you have three acceptance letter, right? And you can only apply to one university for Chinese government scholarship. In other universities, you can apply for either provincial scholarship or presidential scholarship or university scholarship with other acceptance letter. For example, you have three acceptance letter in school A, you apply for Chinese government scholarship, while in school B and C, you apply for the university scholarship or presidential scholarship, because your target is for you to have at least one school at the end of the day, right? Uh, so this is what I'm going to say about scholarship, and that is other type of scholarship. So the first thing you need to do is that any university you are looking for, I mean, you intend to apply, the first thing you need to do is to go to the School of International Education, search about their scholarship. You see all the available scholarship and their eligibility criteria. Read them. If you satisfy them, give it a try. Don't say you must apply for Chinese government scholarship. Right? Don't say you must apply for Chinese government scholarship. For example, now my school, every year they used to recruit more than 350 international students, more than 350, because it's a double post-class university. And so they used to recruit 350 university scholarship. Before, they used to even, there are a year that they recruit almost 500 international students. And among these 500 international students, maybe only 100 or 60 to 70, they are from Chinese government scholarship, while others are university scholarship. So it is very important to consider other scholarship. Don't just say you must apply for Chinese government scholarship. And one second thing I need to make emphasis on is that it is not necessary that you must have acceptance letter before you submit your application. If you try to look for acceptance letter and you couldn't find, just go ahead and submit your application. But make sure you submit a very strong application. It's very important, because a lot of people were reaching out to me that I've been emailing, I've been sending emails to the professors, they are not responding. Yes, one of our main problem, or one of our major problems, is that you see someone with a CV as if he's looking for teaching job in private school. No, look, my brother, you are competing for tens of millions of naira, right? Scholarship that is worse than tens of millions of naira. So therefore, you must be professional. You are expected to be professional. You are competing with all other applicants across the world. Before COVID-19, there are more than 15,000 students from United States coming to China every year to study. It is now after the COVID-19 that the number reduced drastically. That is from United States, also Canada, Australia. You understand? So imagine someone coming from there. He came with something very professional, and you just come with your CB anyhow. A marriage, school, phone number, email. This is not professional. You need to be professional. You need to organize your email CV. You can't send CV anyhow to a professor and you expect him to reply you. But no, it's not possible because there are other candidates. My professor in particular, every day he receives tens of emails. When you check the emails, some they are very, they have good research background. Some they have good, that kind of CV. Their CV is very good and very, very strong. And you can't expect you have very,
Madam,
very low standard CV and you just send to professor and respond to no. You need to organize your CB, please. You need to organize your CB. And also another thing is that in China here, for example, your research is A. Don't just say, okay, you must apply to particular department A because your research is in department A, right? Or school A. You might find other professors in school B or C doing similar research to you. What matters is your research. That is the most important thing. Make sure you look other opportunities, like you explore to other department, other school, because there are a lot of professors working in similar area as you, right? Just of recently, there is a friend of mine that, he is a mathematics student, but like I advise him to explore to system and engineering department. So there he found a professor that is doing similar research with him. So this is what I'm trying to say. You have to explore other departments. This is very important. Yeah. So and like I said, make sure your CV is very professional, like it's well crafted. And one second thing is that the time you used to send your email is very important. You can't expect to send an email now, for example, it's 4:35 in the night, right? In the morning, 4:35 in the morning. Now you send a message to a professor. Before you go to office, some other people have already sent mail to him. So it will be difficult for him to read your email. But make sure you target 8 o'clock in the morning. 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, you send your messages, right? Since you are looking for this scholarship, you have to sacrifice a lot before you can get it, right? You can't just go there and be sleeping and expect to have scholarship, right? You have to work for it. So therefore, you need to know the time you're going to contact professors. We have 7 hours difference between China and Nigeria. So therefore, make sure you contact professors by 8 a.m. in the morning, 8:30, 9 o'clock. Within these hours, it is very important. If you can keep on sending emails within this hour, inshallah, you are going to get response. And make sure you send as much as you can, right? Because some professors are very busy. They are very busy. They will see your email and they will forget to maybe to send to reply you back. And make sure after 2 weeks or so, maybe 2 weeks, 1 week, you send a reminder. Just write a gentle reminder. Remind them about your previous email. It's very important. By doing so, a lot of professors, they wanted to reply, but they forgot. But when they see the reminder, they can, reply you back. So please don't just send a mail and just go ahead and say, no, I didn't get response. No, please try to, send a gentle reminder, time to time, maybe after 1 week or 2 weeks. So this is one point some other point I want to add to my previous talk. I think I have already that's all I can say. And one more thing again, please. There is this scholarship, Confucius Scholarship. This Confucius Scholarship, it is for Chinese language program, even though they also sponsor for other program like bachelor, masters, and PhD, right? But you need to study language, 1 year language. Their center in Nigeria is in University of Lagos. So it is also another scholarship that you can explore. The only thing you need to show them is that you are willing to teach Chinese as a second language to other people. That is what they are looking for. So you can apply to these scholarships. Another scholarship, Confucius Institute, Confucius Scholarship. They have Confucius Institute across all over the world, almost every country that they have this institution. They are also non-profit organization which are responsible for sponsoring scholarship. They can send you to China, come to China, study under Chinese government scholarship, right? So this is also another scholarship that you can also explore. So I think due to the time factor, I would like to stop here. Therefore, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ahmad Abdullahi. And with this, we come to the end of the uh, webinar presentation. A recap, we have had presentation on the overview of the Chinese scholarship by Mohammed Abdullahi, who was our first speaker, and double as our second speaker in the absence of engineer Bashir Aminu. Adamu Abubakar talked to us about the application process, tips for making a strong and successful application, and then the student life, of course, to have an idea of what awaits you when you eventually get the scholarship. The last aspect of the webinar is the question and answer, which I have already started noting from the chat, interface of the Zoom. I don't know, maybe we'll be taking three questions first and then direct it to one of our speakers to give us a highlight about it. If I can start, I have a question, like it's been repeated all over about the application fees. Is there any need for application fees while applying for Chinese government scholarship? That's one. Two, one of the participants asked about type B. He said, for type B, will an applicant submit two applications, one to the CSC portal and the other to the university? Like, okay, when you're applying for type B, do you have to apply to submit two applications separately, one to the CSC portal and then the other to the selected university, maybe that's the university you selected? And the third question is, do Chinese universities consider CGPA? This does it need to be? Yeah, okay. Do Chinese universities consider CGPA for admission? What is the least CGPA for masters? I think I'll direct this to Dr. Muhammad Abdullah Imash. Can you please respond to these three questions?
Yes. Well, thank you so much, sir. Yeah, for the first question about application fee, you know, it depends on the school. Some school you can submit your initial application. That is the first application you can submit. After they review your application and they see you have higher chance of getting acceptance, then they will ask you to pay for application fee. And most of the application, the most of them, they will require you to pay either 500 yuan or 400 Chinese yuan, right? After a preliminary review, that is after initial review. And some universities, they will require you to pay application fee instantly while you are submitting. I think I have answered this question. Then for the type B, submitting, yes, you need to submit two application, right? You need to submit application in the school portal, and you also need to submit application in the Chinese scholarship portal, that is CSC. So the first one you need to do is to submit application in the school portal. After you get your acceptance letter, you get all your documents ready, apply in the university portal. After that, you submit application in the CSC portal. So some universities, while submitting in the CSC portal, you need to upload a pre-admission letter. But the university didn't assess your document to close of them to even issue a pre-admission letter. So what they normally do is that after you submit your application to them, they review. You submit also one from the CSC. They review your document, then they will return your CSC application back to you, and they will issue you pre-admission letter. Then you upload in the CSC portal and you submit your application finally. That is what most of the universities used to do. And he was saying those Chinese universities consider CGPA. Of course, they consider GPA, but on a case by cases, sometimes you see a student, a very, 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 some student, they will try to, they will try to have, sometimes you cannot measure a student based on CGPA. You see a very, very good student with very low GPA. It depends on what you have. What kind of experience do you have? Do you have research experience? Do you have community services? Do you have what? I see someone with 2.2 being accepted here, just like in the schools in the United States. You see someone with 2.2, he's been accepted for PhD into PhDs, right? So the same thing here in China. It depends on what you have, what kind of experience you have, which kind of other certification do you have. Do you have research experience? Do you have community services? Do you have other certification that will, support your CGPA, even if you have lower CGPA? Those other thing will support your GPA, even if your GPA is 2.2 or 1. Because I know someone with third class, like did masters here. I know someone with third, so there are a lot of, it depends on what you have. It depends on what you have. So even if you have low GPA, if you can be able to prove yourself, show them that yes, you have experience and you are capable of doing it, they can consider it. So in general, you cannot say CGPA count while for the admission actually. But not only GPA, a lot of other experiences.
Thank you, Dr. Mohamed Abdullahi.
Thank you, sir.
Just to buttress his point, class of degree or CGPA is just one of many criteria considered while giving offers to applicants. So if you can maximize on other criteria, you understand, even if your CGPA is low, but you have a lot of publications, you have, skills, some lab skills that you have done during your undergraduate, you can be at an advantage position than someone with second class upper or even first class. Like he said, there are applicants, those with HND, second class lower, that got these scholarships, not only in China, but also in other countries where the application, the competition is even tighter, you understand? So you just need to, know how to put it down and communicate all those skills and the experience you have to the admission committee. And I think in this regard, we may likely host a webinar on how to apply, even if when you have maybe second class lower, third class, or even HND. We try and look for those that have done it and then invite them to come and tell us how to do it as well. There is hope for everyone. As long as you are looking, you one day find what you are looking for. Next question I have, can we have a sample of study plan?
Yes, of course.
In looking
Hello.
for space in the supervisor's lab will be shared, continuously being shared in the WhatsApp group, and we will continue to do that. And HND, I think that's been answered. Is HND accepted for scholarship? Of course, you can get it with the HND. Now, a very important question. Someone asked, are sickle cell patients welcome? Are sickle cell patients welcome? That's one. Two, can you get CSC scholarship without an acceptance from a supervisor? Can you get the CSC scholarship without an acceptance letter or invitation letter, as they normally call it, from a potential supervisor or instructor? And then the last of the third question, does foreign physical examination require red passport photograph? Does foreign physical examination require red passport photograph? And then the notarization of document. Is it necessary before submitting the application? What is even notarized document? I would like to invite Adamu Abubakar to highlight on this question, to respond to these questions. Are sickle cell patients welcome? If you are a sickle cell patient, can you apply for CSC scholarship? And then can you get the scholarship without an invitation letter from a potential instructor? Does the foreign physical examination require red passport photograph? Then notarization. This notarization, is it done after you get the scholarship, or while applying, you have to notarize the application documents and then submit for the application? Adamu Abubakar, can you please respond to this?
Okay, Mr. Tajuddin, regarding sickle cell people coming to China, I have experience, I think two experience with people with similar cases. One is from our university here, and the other is in Sichuan. Sichuan. The one lady is from, I think, Yemen, and the other guy is from Lesotho. They are all sickle people. That is why I told you, whatever medical condition you have, you don't have to lie. You don't have to lie. God, it is God that are destined to make you experience that situation, and therefore you don't have to lie to hide something which, if is being done again in a very sane society, you will easily be caught. Therefore, just express your condition. Physically fit, you said no. What is your condition? Sickle cell. So when they offer you that the scholarship, I'm sure they will provide room for you to take care of whatever medical condition you have here. Their medical facilities is up to standard. I'm telling you, it's up to standard. Whatever condition you are experiencing, you don't have to lie. If they give you the opportunity, then they will provide room for taking care of you as well. And regarding notarization, you need to notarize your document prior submitting an application. What is the essence of submitting an application with a document that are not yet been notarized? How can they even be assured that the document are not forged? Therefore, you just this notarization is not expensive. It's not costly. Even with the this currency devaluation, you cannot spend more than 3,000. I think if you are in Kano, you cannot spend more than 3,000 in this notarization. If you are applying for masters, you just have to notarize your document like degree, a photocopy. Don't put a stamp of on your original certificate. You make a photocopy of your degree certificate along with your transcript. You don't have to notarize your WAEC. Just your degree certificate and transcript. Make a photocopy of it, take it to Outback or Secretariat or any other federal high court you know. Or you can, if you have a friend who is a barrister and he is a licensed barrister, and he has a stamp, an official stamp, he can stamp your document. You can take it to police station. All these things are notary places that they process or scrutinize your document to make sure that they are forged. And a photocopy. So it is with that notarized document that you will be submitting your applications. Meanwhile, when coming to China, you have to come along with your original document to make sure, yes, it's really your document. It's not forged or stolen from somewhere else. What is the other question, Tajidin?
Well, the other one is, does foreign physical examination require red passport photograph, like the background to be red?
Yeah, well, in the instruction in the school website, you will see the instruction regarding filling of medical examination form. Some will ask you to submit to make a passport photography with a white background, some with red background, depending on the university. So whatever the university asks you to do, you make sure you abide by the rules. Or whatever, whichever university you want to submit application, you make sure you read the instruction regarding that university and then make a very good, strong application submission. And then let me make an insight regarding the application fee, university that require application fee. I would think it's advisable when you have to look for as universities that do require application fee, especially if you have acceptance letter, because a university that do require application fee, it has a less number of applicants compared to universities that doesn't require application fee. This is one of the hints you need to understand when applying for scholarship, not just in China. Whichever university they ask you to to pay application fee, I will urge you to go for that university, especially emphasis with especially if you have acceptance letter. So I think it should work. It should work for you compared to other university whereby thousands applicants are going to submit, and you see we are, if not for the sake of prayer, we are at disadvantage in so many aspects in submitting application. I'm telling you, because when you look at the world ranking universities of Nigerian and other Asian and European and Western countries, you will know that you will just give up. And even age-wise, you are at 27, at 28, at 29, you are competing with someone that is just 22 or 21. These professors need someone that can come here, do master's, PhD, and if to some extent postdoc. So I think you need to expand the opportunities, expand the options. Don't stick to one university. And I made a post in my Facebook that when looking for universities in China, avoid major cities.
That's a very good one. Thank you so much, Adamu Abubakar. Next batch of questions I have, are there any medical slots, as in opportunities for those that have their bachelor degrees in maybe medical or paramedical, physiotherapy, radiography, and the like? Then going with a spouse. You are recently married, you want to go with a wife. Is it possible? Secondly, this question was particularly addressed to Adamu. He said, since side hustle, side job are not allowed, what advice will you give to a family man? What advice will you give to a family man? I think even if you have family, your stipend should sustain you. The fact that he mentioned that the stipend annually is $8,000 or $12,000. The cost of living, when you look at it, that stipend per month is going to sustain you, I'm telling you. But then still Adamu is going to respond to that. Well, this has been answered. Must all documents be notarized? Can you apply? Can you get a scholarship with second class, third class, HND? All that has been answered. Then IELTS or GRE. Does Chinese universities require IELTS or GRE? March 2 has responded to that. So I would like to invite Adamu again to please address these questions. Side job is not allowed. What advice do you have for a family man? He has family, and then you told us that side job is not allowed. What can you advise? Then you have the spouse, you want to go with with her. So what are the process? Is it possible? Is it difficult? Please, Adamu Abubakar, you have the floor. Adamu Abubakar, are you with us? Well, Muhammad Abdullah, are you close? Okay,
Hello?
Yes,
Adamu,
Doctor.
Adamu is
Okay,
here.
so regarding medical background, people with medical background, they also are welcome to come to China. Only that sometimes communication barrier will make it very difficult to have the ample experience you need. And then the people with spouse, people coming here with spouse, uh, you need to actually, if you know you are married before coming to China, there is a section of in your application where they will ask you married or unmarried. So if you are married, you need to say you are married and you put the detail of your wife. So when they award you a scholarship, you can contact the information, the international college, telling them that you are coming along with your wife. So they will provide a document for her to process, and you can come together. And for the people that are married and they want to come along without their spouse, so this is the most easiest thing to do, because maybe if you come here and you give birth to a child, the expenses are very, very high for you, that you may not even be able to, sort it out. So just know yourself, and then it depends on the cost of living of the city you are coming. There are very high expensive city in China, and then there are places that you can come with your wife and you enjoy life, depending on who your wife is and how your lifestyle is. So I think this has been
Okay,
answered.
okay. All right. QM Kamal. QM Kamal, maybe you should talk to us in the group. He said he got an acceptance letter from a professor at Chungking University, but he noticed that they said you must have 60% in the institution interview. He would like some tips on how to prepare for the institutional interview and meet up with the 60% requirement. I think you should identify yourself in the group. We'll possibly we'll be able to link you with one of the beneficiaries to put you through. Congratulations.
Yeah.
This one said, I have studied medical rehabilitation, physiotherapy. I am undergoing masters here in Nigeria in international affairs and diplomacy. I want to have another master's in African development. How can I check available courses and requirements for each? I think this is just asking about how to navigate the university portal, look for professors' website and see whether they have funding to take in students or they have space in their lab and what have you. Mohammed Abdullahi, Dr. Mash, can you please highlight on this?
Yes, sir. Actually, for this particular question, I think uh, I can I can give him advice to search for schools in Google, even though sometimes Chinese university you hardly find some of them. Even you can find, but everything will be in Chinese. But then, if you carefully navigate through the portal, you can see where you can be able to translate to English, and by doing so, you can be able to navigate through the portal. Or if you are going to search for the university, you need to use Chrome, since by using Chrome you can translate the website. And some universities, while searching for the universities, the first two, three, four links that the browser will bring to you, it is going to be in the Chinese university portal in Chinese. While when you check carefully, maybe in the fourth or fifth place, you see the same university portal but in English. You will see they will write ENG or English in full. So you click on that. By clicking on that, you go to the School of International Education. You check for the scholarship available, and there you can be able to navigate the available courses they have.
So I think this is one of the easiest way to know where you can be able to navigate the courses you want or the scholarship you want, or searching for Chinese university or looking for professors. So this is the easiest way. Go to Google, just search for universities, or if you know the name of the province, like the state, just search universities in, for example, universities in Beijing. All right, it will appear, like it will pop on your screen. You see a lot of university. Then go one after the other. Go one after the other and search those schools. But when you click on the link, you need to go to School of International Education. That is where you will see all the details about the application procedure and everything for international student. So I think this is the best way to navigate schools, or to navigate the courses. So when by searching for the university, of course you can easily see, you can browse the available courses they have. Then you can decide to submit. And let me make something very important. Uh, it is very important to know that it's not every course, it's not every courses that is supported by Chinese government scholarship. But even if course is not supported by Chinese government scholarship, it might be supported by other scholarship available in the university. So don't see that your course is not supported by Chinese government scholarship. Check for other scholarship. There might be available scholarship that supported your course. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Marsh. Uh, this one is asking about, I think I'm going to bring you back, I mean, Dr. Mohammed Abdullahi.
Yes, sir.
Research and publications. Can we address the issue of research and publication in this scholarship? Well, I think he's asking if they are going to count, when you have publication as an applicant. And then another question, someone is suggesting postdoc, that we do not discuss about postdoc opportunities in China. It's because we realize, okay, the larger percentage of the participants or the audience are usually looking for the MSc, PhD opportunities. But nevertheless, Mama Abdullah, you can say something about the postdoc.
Okay, sir.
And then the last one, he said, if your documents are already authenticated, the usual authentication at Federal Ministry for Foreign Affairs, of Education and what have you, do you need to still notarize them? I think notarization is different from authentication. But then I have Mohammed Abdullahi. Can you please take over?
Yes, sir. For the case of publication, like I said earlier on, it's not necessary for you to have publication. Just of recently, I got I look for an acceptance letter for a particular candidate. Uh, he doesn't have any publication, right? But one thing I'm sure about is that he was able to craft his CV very well. It was well crafted. So you may not necessarily have publication, right? If you have publication, you are at the higher advantage, right? But it's not necessary for you to have publication. Even if you don't have publication, just make sure you write your CV in a very, very compelling manner, right? So make sure you crafted your CV very well. Please, whenever you write CV, not only CV, even your study plan, your research proposal, everything, make sure you find someone to review for you. Please make sure you find someone to review your application, because he might give you some suggestion that will improve your work. Please, please do that, please. It's not necessary for you to have acceptance letter. A lot of students doesn't have acceptance publication, right? But they got the end of having the end of getting getting the scholarship. I know a student that goes CAC without acceptance letter. A lot of them, many, there are many, and they don't have publication. The only thing, and the one more thing I need to make another emphasis is that nowadays China, they're after those that never come in. For example, like me, I did my master's here. Had it been I left China I left China before starting my PhD, coming back would be a little bit difficult for me, because now they are looking for those that never benefited from the program. But whenever they see Chinese masters Chinese universities masters, they know you benefited from Chinese scholarship, right? So they will look for someone that never benefited. So please, those of you that never come to China, you have a higher chance of getting acceptance, even if you don't have a publication, even if you don't have acceptance letter. Just try to find acceptance letter. If you didn't get it, make sure you submit a very strong application. Trust me, you have a higher chance because you never come to China. And China, they are looking for someone that never come to China now. The pattern has changed now. The style has changed. Now they are looking for someone that never benefited. Because for someone that benefited, they'll never count him again. But when you benefited, when you benefited, they can only count you benefited as one. Whether you benefited one or two or three times, they only benefited you as one, right? But someone that never benefited, he can come and benefit. So that is what I'm going to say about this. And for the issue of postdoc, I think he can talk to me in the WhatsApp platform. Inshallah, I'll give him some guide and I can link him with one or two people that are already doing their postdoc around. And for the issue of authentication, yes, you need to authenticate at Ministry of Education. You need to authenticate your original NECO or WAEC original certificate, that is BSc, Bachelor or Master's degree, original transcript. This is what they are authenticating at Ministry of Education. Now the process is becoming very difficult. As of previous years, you just go there with your original document. They will make sure that the document is original, right? But nowadays, your school must contact them and stated that you are candidate or you graduated from there. That is only way they can authenticate your document. After they authenticated, you take it to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, then you notarize it. You take it to Ministry of Foreign Affairs and notarize it. This is the process of authentication and notarization. But at initial stage, you don't need to go to Ministry of Education and do this Foreign Affairs. You can just, like Dr. Adamu said, you can just go to Audit Bako and photocopy your document, go there and notarize it. Give them 200 naira per document. They will do it for you. So, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So I think the person asking for authentication and notarization, for the sake of application, you don't have to authenticate and notarize. Just go to Audua Secretariat with a certified true copy. They notarize for you 200 naira, scan them, submit your application. When you get the scholarship, when you are going there, they are originals. Then you have to go to Abuja and then authenticate them and notarize them. Thank you very much, Dr. Mohammed. This in the chat is asking, okay, in case I mistake, please, I would like to contact you in the WhatsApp group. You are welcome. You can always throw a question. And then I have another question, two questions actually. I think I will invite Adamu Abubakar. He said, first question, for example, I have graduated with 2-1 from BUK with a double major degree in library and information science / political science, and my undergraduate thesis was mainly on library science topic. Is it possible for me to apply for another course different from my previous undergraduate course, such as political science or international relations? Is it possible? Then the second question, can we have a sample of study plan or research proposal? We have been sharing a Google Drive link containing various samples of CBs, cold mails, research proposals, so many important documents that are always part of most of the applications, scholarship applications. And again, after today's webinar session, we also share the link so that you can access them and then download what you need to download. Abubakar Adamu, can you please respond to his question? If he has undergraduate degree in library science, his thesis mostly focused on the undergraduate dissertation, mostly focused on library science, but now he has developed an interest on political science or international relations. How can he do?
For me, I will advise him to go for international relations than political science. Political science courses in China is mostly Chinese taught program. What international relation, whichever university that is offering that course in China, you will see it has the English version of that program. Meaning, if it has international relation in China, in Chinese, I mean, it must also have international relation taught in English as a medium of instruction. So I think the better opportunity and chance for him are in international relationship than in political science. So just try to see that you link up your undergraduate bachelor degree with in relation to international relationship. Just look for an idea. You can use ChatGPT to see. Ask ChatGPT like, how can you relate you put in your undergraduate topic with international relations. ChatGPT will generate an idea, but not for you to copy, to see how you can relate it. So this, I think, will suffice your questions.
All right. Thank you, Adamu Abubakar. I think we have only this question just came in, and hopefully is the last question. He said, is there any Confucius Institute in Kano, or one has to go to Unilag?
There is no one in Kano.
Okay, there
You
is
need to
one in
go.
Kano.
No one. There is none in Kano.
Okay,
You need
there
none
is no
in
one.
even northern Nigeria. You need to go to the southern Nigeria. That is what we
Oh,
have been fighting for. We are looking for a way on how to invite our political leaders to come in and help us for the establishment in one in Kano, because that Chinese language is very, very lucrative job. It has a very lucrative job opportunities. Imagine someone now study MBBS medicine and go back to Nigeria. Instead of practicing medicine, he end up being as a translator with almost 700 to 800,000 salary per month. So you need to learn that Chinese language. It's very, very important.
Dr. Adam, not only that, actually, you see, I have a lot of friends that are currently now working in United States, some of them
Good.
in Canada, just
You
because
see?
they are proficient in Chinese. So Chinese company, they are willing, they are ready
Yeah.
to take you to any country in the world, in as
That's
much as you
why.
can speak their
Yeah.
language. Because whenever they heard you can speak their language, they feel like you are just part of them. They feel like
Yes.
this is this is this is like a brother to me because you can speak. They will love you. They will cherish you because you can speak their language. So it is very important, Chinese language. It is very important. It is very, even if it is not a requirement for your program, it is very important. It will give you a lot of opportunities. A lot, trust me, a lot of opportunities. I have seen a lot of friends of mine that are now currently working in United States, Canada. They will be the one responsible to do everything, visa, everything, right? So please, it is very important. It is very important, very
Of
important. For
course.
those of you that are trying to come, please make sure you use the opportunity. Make sure you
And
use
in
the
fact,
opportunity when
And
you
in
come,
fact, even
please.
Chinese now is almost a compulsory, because maybe Dr. Mash, you have passed the hurdles, but for us, you must pass at least HSK3 before graduating. So it applies to every incoming student. Before you graduate, you must pass an HSK3. That is the minimum. If you do not pass that HSK3 level, you will not be awarded degree or masters. Also, you try to even start preparing on how to at least set a target. Try to see that you can at least comprehend two Chinese words is enough. So before you arrive at China, you will see that you have a lot of vocabularies. So it's a must now. It's a must. You have no any
And
other way to escape it.
and one more other thing, Doctor, it's not difficult. From far you think the Chinese government, Chinese language is very difficult. No, it's very
Mhm.
simple language. The only thing you need to do is just to put dedication. What it
Yeah,
requires is just your dedication, your time and dedication. But it's very simple language, very simple language, right? It's not that difficult as people think of it. So don't be afraid and say no, Chinese is very, I cannot. No, it's it's very important. Very important. Yes.
All right. I think with this, we come to the end of the webinar session. Thank you very much, our speakers, Dr. Mohamed Abdullahi, Dr. Adamu Abubakar. I would like to invite our host, Dr. Mohamed Sani, to close the session for us. Dr. Mohamed Sani.
Please, Dr. Tajuddin, please let me say a word before the host say something about the closure.
Okay.
Please let me emphasize on something. Thank you, speakers. We really appreciate your effort. Like I know it is not easy for someone having like living like from that end of the world. Like I know it is almost morning now. Maybe it is around 2 a.m. or like around 6 a.m. and you like sacrifice your time and like be and stay with us for those for this long period of time. Please, for those in participant who are not yet in the group, uh, for the review of the comment, like either CB, application letter, motivation letter, any kind of document, research proposal, checking plagiarism, all such kind of stuffs, please make a request in the group. For example, if you are applying for Chinese government scholarship, there are so many people in the group, maybe at least 10 to 20. Then we will tag them. Then you meet them in the DM and they will help you. Maybe if you are applying for US, there are so many people that will guide you to navigate through US application. If you're applying for any scholarship you want, just make a comment in the group. We will attend it. Basically, I used to check the group frequently compared to my DM because sometimes you may send me a DM, I will like leave it to reach maybe 2 days without checking it. But once I see a message in the group, I will try to attend it or I like tag someone to attend the message. So please let us try and optimize the usage of the WhatsApp group. Therefore, all the questions will be there. Like you can check the record, anything will be there. So thank you. This is just what I want. I'm trying to emphasize on. Thank you, Dr. Tajuddin. The floor is yours also.
All right. Thank you, Doctor, for chipping in. Dr. Mohamed Sani, can you please close the session for us?
Yes, thank you for picking me to close this session. I would like to extend my appreciation to our speakers. Despite their tight schedule and how demanding their programs are in China and time conflict, they were able to schedule time for our speakers. I think the main rationale behind this is to keep pushing this forward and try to pay this kind of kind gesture from our speakers and our moderators forward, because that is the only way we will keep moving forward. We are lagging behind, to be honest. Wherever you go, you see that our part of Nigeria is really, really underrepresented. So we can do better. We have the capacity and the capability to do better. So the best way is to be encouraging people and to help out. And for people that actually benefit from this help, to also try to help others, because it's a generational something. You help others and one day we won't be here to help, and you people that benefited from what we did should be able to pay it forward by helping others. I'm very happy and I'm very, very delighted to be part of this kind of journey, and we will keep unleashing this kind of webinar sessions, trying to create awareness to our folks on how to make this kind of applications and how to excel. Without taking much of your time, thank you very much for sparing your time to listen to this wonderful talk. And in the future, we will try to send out new flyers to also see how we can discuss other opportunities in other part of the world. Thank you very much, and God bless everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Mohamed Sani. Please, lastly, my co-moderator, Dr. Abdullah Wakili, was unable to join because he's not feeling well, he's sick. So please, our prayers and regards are with him. Thank you, everyone. And
Thank
the
you very
session.
much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
We
God
don't
bless
have
you.
anybody that has any observation that can make these kind of series of webinars more appealing and interesting. then we can cut it off. But if we have anybody from the audience that can suggest something that will make these kind of programs better, then we are more than happy to hear from them and to accept their
Yes,
proposal.
let me say something, Doctor, again.
Mhm.
Like our platform is like maybe more than 5 years now. Yes, I think so. The platform is more than 5 years now. So our target is like the platform to outlive us, the platform to outlive us. That is the target. So they will be seeing so many like new faces like coming, like we'll be inviting so many people like. Hello?
Dr. A. Musa, can you continue, please?
Okay, so like we are like this is like a generational like journey maybe. People need to understand it. We plan it for a long period of time, and like it is going to continue. Like maybe there will be a day that where like I'm not be the host. I will not be co-host. Maybe Dr. Muhammad Sani will not be the host. Will not be the co-host. Some people will come up and to continue with the journey. That is the target. So please, I keep on like encouraging us to keep on giving us the maximum cooperation needed so that we can like diversify more. I see someone is raising his hand in the comment section. Maybe he want to talk. Abu
Yeah.
Aishat, is it?
Abu Aisha to Kasim.
Yes. Assalamu alaikum. Yes, Abu Kasim is speaking. Yes, it's regarding what he said from the audience. Like for me, I've been applying for PhD now. This is my third year to say. The problem is I've been having some issues, but more especially with the Chinese scholarship last year, more especially the Chinese government scholarship. Why is it that they don't normally reply? And I even talked with one of my friends that is presently is in Wuhan. I asked him that why is it that him too, his party, he won the Chinese government scholarship. So and the magnitude, or okay, the number of our Arewa people, like you said, has very few knowing this type of things. And the thing is, if you go back home, what we are facing is these little stipends that our people need to remove from their pocket to be able to prepare them well for this scholarship. Gaskiya, this is where people like you that are in diaspora need to help our people to understand the impact of what they are trying to do and how the competition is. Because if you can see from our people, just for them to make their documents intact or to write some of these exams, like IELTS, like the TOEFL that you are saying for US scholarship, or to do GRE or to do WEST. Somebody is thinking about the expensiveness of this application because of the current situation we find ourselves. But you can see those people that we come from the southern part of Nigeria, they will be able to sacrifice and dedicate their time for this, and they are normally successful. At times, you will see somebody make an application to a US university with two, three, you will pay application fee of two, three universities or four, and you will do the West and you will do all these things before. But if we tell our people we should try as much as possible to do this thing, it's getting harder and harder. And the Chinese government scholarship, we cannot put all our eggs in one basket. Me, I'm of the opinion is how can this platform that you created, how can you see that those of us that are interested, that want to go for their masters and PhD abroad, how I will be able to do some webinars, not once, not twice, that is going to make those any of us that is interested to know the value of what you are going to go and get. And if we want to go and get something, we need to spend. We need to sacrifice something. Without these sacrifices, we cannot just stay at the comfort of our bed and think that just like one of the speakers said, you are competing with people from the global village. People are applying. So you need to make your application to be, what do we say? Your application need to be on par to what they are having. If not, you are not going to be selected. So this is just what I want to add more to what the moderator said. How are we going to improve on these things? Because we need to improve more
Please,
so that
please,
our
Abu
people are going to
Aisha,
know.
can you please be brief because we are expecting a
Yes,
question actually not already.
I've already completed what I want to say. I'm good.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. So
Yeah, so it's
thank you
just
for
this
the
point that I want to
input.
make. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, thank
you
you. Thank
actually
you
raised
very
a
much.
very vital point, and in my opinion, this is very, very, very important. Um, there is a need for us, there is a need for a wake-up call for people to know that the world is going fast. No one is sleeping. People are doing their best to earn a better life. So it's up to us, and I think we are trying our best to create awareness among our peers and to the upcoming generation. The only thing I would suggest is at some point we should have an open house in which we will invite experts from different specialization and different part of the world, and we will ask people to come in and ask or any type of question that they have. And in case where we can support, we are more than happy to support. We've been doing this in the group and we will keep doing this. We don't know when we are not anticipating these kind of things to end very quickly. So we will keep pushing and we will keep advising. And I think that is the best we can do. We can only
Yes.
take the horse to the river, but we cannot force the horse to drink water. But we will keep
Yes.
pushing, inshallah.
Yes. I think this is very good. I think Abu Aisha might not be maybe he was not part of our first webinar, the one we hosted on DAAD. You see, DAAD is in-country region. It's not only CSC we are concentrating on. Anytime any scholarship opens and calls for application, we usually promise to organize
Yeah.
webinar series where we said we'll be inviting
Like
past
here.
scholars or scholars currently benefiting from the same scheme to
Mhm.
come and share with us about the
Like
application
here,
process.
in the United States, where applications are open all year round, most likely.
Yes,
So people, we can select a day or two or series of webinars on how to make applications, and we can invite lots of people to come and share their experience and to entertain
yes,
students.
yes,
I can
yes.
see Ibrahim Dadi Abubakar. Please, can you go ahead and uh, talk?
And
Yes,
please, you should be brief so that at least others will talk and then we can call it a day.
yes, I am Ibrahim Abubakar, and I am a lecturer here in Kaduna Polytechnic. I think one advice I would like to make is we just concluded accreditation process for our department, electrical and electronics engineering. I finished MSc aspiring to apply for a scholarship when one of my friends prompted me to this very occasion.
How does pet go?
And in the week, I think two foreign engineers came to access our equipment there in the lab. And I had one-on-one session with one of them, telling me how or what were the main reasons for them rejecting our Nigerian applicants' applications. Example like PhD or MSc. The main reason he kept on highlighting was technical technical questions in each and every field. So I will urge you guys, despite your tight schedules, and I know it is not easy, it has never been easy, to please, like our host said, we'll need to explore more hands on deck to invite so many people from across all the disciplines so that they should discuss these are the targeted or these are the most likely technical questions they will encounter while on interview. Thank you very much and God bless you all.
Thank you so much. I will reply, but I would like to take all the comments and suggestions first before I reply. There's this person with Xiaomi 2406. If you can hear me, please go ahead and comment. Bash. I think Bash. Can Bash hear me?
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.
Salam.
I'm
Be as
Engineer
brief as
Bashir.
possible.
I supposed to be the second speaker, but
Oh.
I'm just passing an apology. Sleeping carried me away, so it was very, very late here. And I have been in lab for like in the morning, so I came back around 10, just waiting for the time, and just I wake up like sleeping. So it was very, very difficult here actually. And actually, I heard some of your comments, and it was a very nice session. And also, my own things is just an advice, like, just when you apply these things, don't lose hope. Please keep on pushing, even if you didn't get it this year. Just prepare next year, and I hope you will get it, because I have a lot of friends, you know, they applied, like they send an email to different professors, and mostly, actually, when you heard some people scenario, you learn that they work so hard. Some people are telling me that they send an email to professors like 3,000, some 4,000, it was a difficult things actually. So don't take it easy. Just try your best, and God will help you. So this is what I can say. And if you have any maybe questions or regarding to Tsinghua University, please, you can ask me. Tsinghua University is the best university in Asia, so it is quite competitive. But try to aim for the competitive one. At least, if you get it, that's what is being aimed. And if you didn't get it, you can apply another university. So this is
Right.
what I can say here, because the time, I don't want to take much of your time. And thank you so
Right.
much. I wish you all the best.
Thank you so
Thank
much for your
thank
suggestion.
you. Thank you.
Asia Musa Muhammad.
I think Dr. Ahmed Sani,
Yes.
maybe you need to limit how many more hands we are going to take.
Yeah, we will take two more and then we will just.
Yes. Anybody with the suggestions are welcome to channel it in the
Mm,
WhatsApp group.
yeah.
Questions, suggestions, recommendations, and what have you.
Yeah.
It's all going
Asia,
to
is
say.
Asia here?
Yes, I'm here. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Good afternoon. Mine is just a suggestion, actually. So I think for me personally, I have all my documents ready for the Chinese government scholarship. So my problem now is how to choose a university that is maybe less competitive. You talked about selecting universities that are not in the mainland. So we that are outside China and maybe doing it for the first time, after getting everything ready, how do we know this university has less competition than maybe a university in Beijing? And for example, which province should we apply for maybe to have maybe less competition also?
So
All
this
right.
sounds like
I think how I wish this you ask this question during when we have all the speakers during the Q&A. Nevertheless, I noticed like you're in the WhatsApp group. You can just send it there, and then one of them is going to respond.
yeah. Samir Muhammad
Um,
Isa, you will be the last speaker. Samir Muhammad Isa.
Samir, are you close?
Probably he's not close. So with this, I would like to just comment a little and then I will call this a day. Mine is just like a kind of, I would like to just say some kind of phrases that will help us understand where this world is going. If you decided to stop, you will not have a story to tell. Stop trying, you will not have a story to tell. All successful people went through some kind of turmoil, some kind of difficult situation, and in the end, they came out victorious, and then they have a story to tell. If you keep trying and you've never succeeded, you wouldn't have any story to tell because everyone is trying, but trying is relative. Probably you may have tried 2 times or 3 times and you think that that's enough, you are overwhelmed. Someone has tried more than 100 times. I can tell you that I met a graduate student who is about to defend their PhD here, and she told me that she has made more than 100 applications for a position. More than 100. So you can see the extent and the magnitude of the competition for the job market and even for scholarships. So you need to try, you need to keep pushing. You need to learn from your mistakes. You need to understand that this is not an easy route to take. Whichever route you take, whichever path you think you are going to take, there is no easy way to success. You have to struggle. And struggle shape us. Anything that did not kill us will make us stronger. So keep pushing and success will be ours. And with this, I would like to thank you all for sparing your time to attend this webinar. We hope to see you soon in our next series of webinars. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Thank you.